matches, drawn 1, lost 4 and already conceded 140 points. The ancient wooden stand has just cost £15,000 to bring up to safety certificate requirements. The work was done by volunteers. But one man determined to bring back good days to the club is Keith Jessup, who recovered £43 million worth of gold bullion and has launched a gold trail which will culminate with a treasure hunt around the town.
The tickets for the gold trail cost nothing, they're given away free to people that attend the matches, and at the end of the year, as the leaflets say, there's £1,000 in gold for the lucky winner, which will be drawn on the last match of the season at Keighley.
Everybody knows you're the man who recovered £40 million worth of gold bullion. Now, the people of Keighley are going to expect you to put some of that money into the club, I suspect. What would persuade you to come onto the board here?
What we've got to do is to put Keighley on business lines for the first time in a long, long time and get it working and get it successful. I want to see that sort of commitment from the directors in the boardroom, and then I'll say with some friends of mine that yes, we will join, and yes, we'll help you to really get it moving, but we've got to see initial movements first from the boardroom.
Local pride will be a vital factor if Keighley are to progress, and with that in mind, the club recently re-signed a local boy who went away to make good, but is now back in the fold. Peter Rowe.
I'm a Keighley boy. My heart's always been with Keighley. New directors have joined the board. A lot of promises have been made, a lot of financial commitments being made, and the time is right for me to come back and try to help them back out the doldrums and get back.
Number 3, Greg Austin. Number 6, Alan.
Good afternoon, and on the most beautiful day that we've had this season, Keighley are entertaining Rochdale Hornets down here at Lorcombe. First of all, I'll give you the teams. For Keighley then, number 1 is Butterfield, 2 Moll, 3 Bargett, 4 Rowe and 5 Mather. The halfbacks are Marshall and Winterbottom. The forwards are Townend, Turner, Fairhurst, Green, Fisher and Hurst, with the substitutes Hawksworth at 14 and Reagan at 15. Rochdale Hornets then are number 1 Harcombe, number 2 Cartwright, 3 Austin, 4 Wood, 5 Edge, 6 Fairhurst, 7 Nash, 8 Brown, 9 Lowe, 10 Deakin, 11 Dunn, 12 Birtsall, 13 Mackenzie, and the subs for Rochdale are Evans at 14 and Hardy at 15. This is the home debut of the New Zealanders, which have just been introduced to the crowd, and for a lot of us here we'll be seeing them for the first time. The captains today are, for Keighley, is Winterbottom, and I can't see the... It looks a little bit like it. I think Fairhurst for Rochdale. In the Rochdale side we've got Charlie Birtsall, who was a stalwart down here a few years ago and is still playing as well as ever, and this looks to be a very, very entertaining game. Rochdale on the crest of a wave, and it's a case of can Keighley stop the rot this afternoon? Well, your commentator for this afternoon is Henry Bird, and the cameraman for this afternoon is Jeff Cousins. So we're about to start, so I'll pass you straight over to Henry.
Thank you, Norman. Glorious day down here. As I said in an earlier commentary, it's the first fine weekend we've had since July the 6th, as we kick off by Winterbottom, trapped there by Edge, the left wing three-quarter, fair-haired lad racing infield, beats off 1 tackle 2, finally pulled down inside the Keighley 25. Rochdale last week won by 52 points to just a few to Carlisle, so they're going to have to be watched, and it's number 10 there, Deakin with the headband, the front row forward there, and the referee penalising Keighley. Turner there for leaning on at the tackle, and it will be a free kick there to be taken by the full-back Harcombe in their green and black strip. Keighley looking very smart indeed with the white shirt with the green and red V and red and green stockings, which are quite startling as Harcombe kicks for the far touchline. Keighley playing from left to right on your screen. And Keighley have had a very dismal record. 13 games we have gone without a win. We have managed a scrambled draw out of that, and quite frankly I think Keighley absolutely threw it away last week, and let's hope the changes that Peter Rowe has made come off today. As the ball is played there and it's Rochdale in possession, 10 yards inside the Keighley half. And it's Birdsall, the second row forward, tackled in possession, but Rochdale still swinging the ball out to the left. Nash to Fairhurst, there to centre three-quarter Austin, the Australian. He's quickly snapped up and pulled down. Yes, Michael.
Just like to wish Jeff Peggs a good recovery when he's watching this tape.
Yes, so do I as well. Yes, we're all hoping, Jeff, that it doesn't give you too much pain watching Keighley today, and that you're soon fit and well and down here at Lorcan with us again. And that goes not only from Michael, but from myself, Norman, and our camera team, and my fellow commentator who's not here today, Jeff Rundle. Keep smiling, Jeff. I'm sure the lads will try and pull something out, but it's a scrum down, 10 yards out from the Keighley line, 10 yards in from the near side touch. Winterbottom dabs the ball in. Mr. Loftus, the referee, said no, we'll have that in again. And the sun beats down. It's going to be hot out there today, Norman.
Yes, but Rochdale are starting off very, very quickly.
Yes.
They're looking sharp and look dangerous.
And they were pushing before they were actually down. The referee, Mr. Loftus, had warned them. He has penalised Rochdale Hornets, and it will be a kick for this near side touch. And a left foot kick there for Keighley by Townend, who of course is the ex-York player playing today for Keighley for the first time. And it would be a tap penalty to be taken by Ricky Winterbottom just outside the Keighley 25 in the 10-yard mark. The ball going left to Keighley. And it's Turner who is playing in the hooker position today for Keighley, as Rock Proctor was suspended for a match for 2 warnings. And it's Fairhurst there in the front row for Keighley, fit again after his neck injury, making ground outside the 25. Winterbottom to the left there. Once more to Townend. Townend tries to break, though just couldn't get his pass in there to Ricky Winterbottom on one side or Marshall on the other. And it's coming right for Keighley. And it's Hurst playing loose forward today. Couldn't get his pass in. Held just inside the Keighley half, 10 yards in from touch. Keighley in possession, going left there. And it's Green, the New Zealand forward, gets a pass in there. And the ball coming out here to Hurst once more. Hurst looking round, going forward. Tackled just inside the Rochdale half. 6 tackle coming up, says Mr. Loftus. And a little tap for touch there. Ball back, says it only went a yard from his foot anyway into touch. And it's a scrum down on the halfway line. And I understand Hurst had instructions from Peter Rowe what to do in an alliance match. He carried them out perfectly, and so he's been included in the side at loose forward today. And if those who were at Mansfield will note, Rock Proctor's off suspended. Hawksworth, Reagan and Atkinson were dropped, but Hawksworth and Reagan are down on the team sheet as substitutes. And it is Nash, the scrum half, dabs the ball in out to the right. The referee says we'll have it in again, not incorrectly. 5 minutes gone, still no score in this second division game, but it's a Rochdale ball out to the right there to Austin. Austin sees a gap, decides he'll go through it, but a very good smother tackle indeed. Fairhurst, Fairhurst. And Fairhurst held just inside his own half, and it's there. It's number 8 Brown, the front row forward, a big lad, takes play into the Keighley half in the centre of the field. Going right, hooker, out to the scrum half, Nash. Nash to second row forward, done there. He's pulled down, still 10 yards inside the Keighley half, over on the far side of the field. Rochdale with the ball. Held midway between the Keighley 25 and the halfway line, coming left. A very beautiful time pass there by Fairhurst, and the ball's taken there to the centre three-quarter, and unfortunately the centre Austin couldn't take it from, and it's put Keighley in possession 15 yards from their own line, but a beautiful break there by Fairhurst. Absolutely carved Keighley wide open. They're going to have to watch these lads. It strikes me that Rochdale have started where they left off last week.
They're looking very, very sharp. They're coming through fast and dangerous.
They have got 4 points from 3 games that they have played in the league. Keighley have lost the ball, collected there, not held. Referee. Scrum down, says Mr. Loftus. Keep your mouth shut, I'm the referee, not you. And I thought that was a bit harsh, Norman.
Yes, I think genuinely lost it, and they picked it up. And that was it as far as I could tell there.
And it's going right. Nice inside pass there to Fairhurst. He accelerates through the gap, and he's just pulled down 10 yards short. Jeff Butterfield once more as Dave Birdsall gets a pass into Dunn. Dunn tries to turn the ball inside, and my goodness, they're going to have to be watched. Luckily Dunn knocked the ball on as far as Keighley are concerned. It will be a scrum 10 yards out from the Keighley line in the centre of the field. My goodness me, but they're looking sharp, as Norman said. And it's a Keighley ball, came out deep, collected there, very well there by Marshall, playing standoff today for Keighley. Winterbottom and Marshall switching positions for this game. And it's out to the right there, the Keighley right that is, to Hurst, and Hurst, the loose forward, held, just still inside his own 25, some very good tackling by Rochdale. Pass to Ian Fairhurst, sees a gap, decides to go through it, the gap closes, but he did well there to hang on to the ball under great pressure. Just outside the Keighley 25, 10 yards in from touch, and the referee penalising two of the Rochdale players for offside. And Green takes a short tap penalty. They don't kick for touch. He's going to be held though. Keighley second row forward on the halfway line in the centre of the field. And this time we have number 12 Birdsall penalised for putting his knee in there, Mr. Loftus said. So it's a free kick to Keighley. The ball kick taken there by number 8 for Keighley. Townend. And I don't know what happened there because the girder was in the way. What happened, Michael? I'm sorry, I couldn't see the girder.
It went down the centre of this floodlight pole.
Went down the centre of the floodlight pole. Probably wouldn't be able to do that again in a month of Sundays. And it's out to the right for Keighley. And it's Green, the second row forward, who always seems to beat off one tackle before he's held. 10 yards out from the Rochdale line, directly in front of the post. Keighley attacking. Hurst there, looking round, trying to get the ball away. Couldn't get it away. So it's still in the same position. Keighley in possession, Winterbottom there. Long pass out to the left there to Rowan. This could be an interception. And Mather, the New Zealand winger, did well to take that as his opposite number there, Cartwright, rushed in and flattened him. And it's Marshall. Marshall gets his pass to Winterbottom, a quick pass there to Turner. Turner, a pass there to Green. Green looking around for support, swings it to Bargett. Bargett jinks past one man. Two, finally pulled down, but Keighley in possession. 10 yards inside Rochdale territory. And it must be hot out there today as an inside pass there finds number 12 for Keighley, Fisher. Second row forward. 6 tackle again as Winterbottom swings the ball out to the left there to Fairhurst, and Fairhurst kicks for the far touch. I think it's going to be ball back. Yes, it is, as the ball ricochets into the crowd over on the far side of the field. Scrum down then midway between the Rochdale 25 and the halfway line in the centre of the field. Rochdale ball. Nash the scrum half. I like the look of Fairhurst.
Oh yes,
and he's out to Fairhurst. The referee said offside there. Free kick to Rochdale. Pack wheeled, Keighley offside. And it's Harkham, the full-back, to kick for this near-side touch. From 10 yards outside his own 25, it's a long, high kick, and he finds touch 10 yards inside the Keighley half on this side of the field. And the short tap penalty is going to be taken by Lowe, the hooker. 10 yards in from touch. Dummies as if to give it. Decides to go on his own. Tackled. Plays it back to Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes on his own. Not a very big lad, but he looks very strong and very fast as he's pulled down the Keighley 25. Centre of the field. And a move here, Nash. Nash gets it to the second row forward there. Dunhu with a lovely swerving route. Excuse me, beat a man, and the ball going to the right. It's Birdsall. The second row forward gets his pass in there to Deakin. Deakin, the front row forward with a scrum. Headband on, pulled down just inside the Keighley 25, but my goodness, Keighley are going to have to watch these lads. The referee, Mr. Loftus, said you didn't allow him to play it properly. Free kick. And one or two comments around me of note wrong with that, but I'm afraid the referee's in charge, and it's going to go for goal, is Harkham, and could open the score for Rochdale this afternoon. It's about 7 minutes gone. Is it Norman? Sorry?
Yes,
7 minutes gone. In the first half of this game. 12 minutes, I'm sorry. 12 minutes. I'm looking at the clock and I'm blind. It's 12 minutes. Still no score. We'll see if Harkham can open the score for Rochdale, who are playing in green and black, and I always thought they played in red, white and blue, but I may be wrong. Perhaps it's their away strip. But no chance of confusion today for the two teams. Steadies himself just outside the Keighley 25 over on the far side of the field, kicks right-footed. It's a gut kick, and it's there. So Rochdale Hornets 2. So Harkham, the fullback, puts Rochdale in the lead after 12 minutes, 2-0. And it's Ricky Winterbottom, who's captain Keighley today, to kick off from the halfway line towards this side of the field. It's a grubbing kick right up to the try line, collected there by Harkham, who just kicked the goal. He makes a swerving run, decides he'll try and go straight through the Keighley team, doesn't succeed, but they're in possession then. Rochdale just inside their own 25, and a nice pass out there to number 10 Dakin. He's tackled to Low to the right there to Brown, the other front row forward. He's legs a whip from under him. Centre of the field, Rochdale still in possession. The ball down, back to Fairhurst, who puts a grubbing kick in for the far touchline. Jeff Butterfield, the Keighley full-back, knocked the ball back towards his line. Just outside his line when he collects it, but he's put Keighley in possession midway between their own 25 and the halfway line. And it's David Mole deciding he'll run on his own, and he's pulled down centre field on the 25-yard line. And this time it's number 8 there, Brown, leaning on in the tackle, and the referee, Mr. Loftus, penalises him. Kick for this touch by Townend, the front row forward for Keighley. And in fact, Norman, it must be strange to you, because there must be at least 6 players you haven't seen before.
Yes, it takes a bit of getting used to.
You only missed a match or two. Look at how many players they've tried. And Turner, the hooker for Keighley, tackled left from Whitcomb there to, Winterbottom to Townend. Must be wishful thinking, Whitcomb. And the ball goes to the left there. Now, very good pass, couldn't be accepted by Fisher. It came off a Rochdale player, but the referee, Mr. Loftus, had blown for a knock-on, scrum down, centre of the field, and 14 minutes gone, 2-0, and the referee is having a word with Turner, who might have suggested Mr. Loftus was blind, and the referee didn't like it, and he's telling him who's the boss. The best thing is to say yes sir, no sir, 3 backs full, so let's get on with it. Scrum down, halfway line then. Nash puts the ball in for Rochdale, and my goodness me, the referee says we get up, we'll have it again. There's been some scrappy scrumming this afternoon.
Yes, but they've got some powerful forwards though.
And he swung out to the left there to Fairhurst. Fairhurst to Harkham has come into the lineup, gives it to the centre 3/4 there, Austin, and Austin is pulled down just inside the Rochdale Keighley half, and it's Nash, the little scrum half, 2 knee bandages on. He looks a strong lad, and a nippy one as well. And it took 3 Keighley players to stop him, but Keighley have got the ball. Town in the front row forward must have stolen it in that tackle. Excuse me, as Keighley with shape of Fairhurst bring play 10 yards inside Rochdale territory on this side of the field. Mole past the left to Hurst, Hurst to Whitcomb, Whitcomb a long pass out to Marshall, Marshall jinks, beats one man. The referee, everybody thought it was obstruction, the referee said no, not obstruction, but Keighley still in possession, 2 yards inside their own Rochdale half, and it's Green, powerful New Zealand forward, gets his pass in there to Fisher. Fisher, a neat little pass there to a colleague who knocks the ball on. Scrum down midway between the Rochdale 25 and the halfway line, the centre of the field. The feature we've noticed of this lad Green that you haven't seen before is he seems to be able to get the ball away when he's held, like Peter Griffiths used to do last season.
Yes, what he seems to be doing is being able to stand up in the tackle and get rid of it, where
right.
Others are tending to go down straight away.
Kick there for touch by Harkham. The full-back finds touch 5 yards inside the Keighley half on the far side of the field for the tap penalty to be taken there. And still 16 minutes gone. Rochdale 2, Keighley 0. But they look pretty frisky to this Rochdale lot, Norman.
Yes, I think we've got his hands full today.
Well, I do, but as we always say, we play better downhill, so we'll wait for the second half. And it was the loose ball, got the ball away to Nash. Nash sees a gap, tries to go through it, looking around for support, finds it in the shape of number 8 there, Brown. Sorry, not Brown, it's Deakin backing up very well indeed. And Rochdale on the go at the moment. Fairhurst, they stand off 3/4, scrabbling forward on his hands and knees. Excuse me, held 10 yards short. And it's number 8 there, Brown. Brown sees a gap, the gap closes, but he's only a few yards short. Rochdale really pressing. Can they make anything of this? A beautiful back pass there from Nash to number 11, Dunn, and the sixth tackle is held just a yard short. Can Rochdale make anything of this? The ball goes back deep, and it's a drop kick there by Fairhurst, the standoff, which succeeds, and it's 3 points to Rochdale, 0 to Keighley. 17 minutes in the first half. And they change the tactics all the time, though.
Yes, on the sixth tackle, they might as well go for the 1 point there, although I think it probably saved us a few more points.
I think so. They look very, very dangerous. Winterbottom kicks off, goes the 10 yards, collected there by Dake in the front row forward. He's held by two Keighley players. Down he goes as Green and Mull pull him down. Back to Lowe, the hooker, to the right there to Fairhurst. A nice pass to Nash. Nash gets the ball away to a colleague there, number 3, Austin. And Austin gets his pass in there to Birdsall, and Birdsall's bundled back, and in that move Rochdale lost 10 yards through good Keighley tackling. And it's loose forward Mackenzie there, held just inside his own 25, and it's Fairhurst sees a gap, kicks for this near side touch. It's a good kick. There's going to be a chase for the ball, but I think it will be collected there by Butterfield. The Keighley fullback swings it out to Mull. Mull sees a gap, decides to go. He's still going, but I think he's going to be caught there just outside his own 25. Mackenzie who caught him. And it's Mather, the New Zealand wing three-quarter, who comes in to get the ball. We've watched a feature of his play. He doesn't stand out there tamely waiting for it. He goes to get it, and Keith in possession. A good pass from Marshall. Marshall to Rowe, back to Marshall over on the left. And Marshall, the stand-off for Keith, he couldn't get through the gap, was held on the halfway line. And a good move by Keith as the ball comes to Green. Green, the second row forward, bundling off one, tackle two. He's still trying to get his pass in. There's 3 men trying to break his arm or something, or hoping to get milk because they were winding it up and down, but he's tackled. Keithy in possession, just inside the Rochdale half. And a kick there by Ricky Winterbottom. Excellent kick. Keithy captain and scrum half today. Takes play 5 yards inside the Rochdale 25, over on the far side of the field, and the score remains Rochdale 3, a penalty and a drop goal, Keighley 0, and 18 minutes gone in the first half. Glorious day and quite a reasonable crowd considering everything.
Yes, to say that we haven't been winning and
well, considering we've lost 13 matches on the trot, I think it's quite remarkable. But then perhaps the Rochdale players. Rochdale ball, a bit of mess up there by the Keighley players, and Mackenzie, the loose forward, gets it for Rochdale on his own 25. 10 yards in from touch to Dakin. Dakin the front row forward, easily recognisable, tall, headband on, pull down. Fairhurst, a little pass there. Finds Birdsall, and Birdsall's pulled down. Coming left. No, it was number 8. Brown before. It's Birdsall who had it then. Nash there. Pass knocked on, unfortunately, by Marshall. I think Harkham might have got him, but I don't know. Marshall played well at Mansfield last week. He started a glorious move and was there to finish it off and score under the post, and of course Keighley need to win today. They can't go on losing like they are doing. And it's out to the right there, and it's Fairhurst. Beats off his opposite number, sees a gap. He's looking round to get his pass in. Luckily for us, he couldn't do so, and he's tackled just 2 yards inside his own half. Plays the ball back there to Hooker. No, it wasn't the Hooker. I'm sorry. I can't see his number. Oh, it was Harkham. Mackenzie. Fairhurst jinks his way past 3 men, gets his pass into Nash, but he's well ridden into the ground by his opposite number there, Ricky Winterbottom. But this Fairhurst is taking some watching today. It's done in the second row, has his legs knocked from under him on the Keighley 25 centre field. Coming left, Deakin there too. Fairhurst to Mackenzie, and Mackenzie can't get his pass in. A beautiful smother tackle there by Fisher. Keighley second row forward, going right. And it's the 6th tackle, so a kick ahead there by Austin. Jeff Butterfield, the Keighley fullback, drops the ball over his own line. It's going to be tackled over his own line. Yes, drop out under the post, says Mr. Loftus. 21 minutes gone. Still Rochdale Hornets 3, Keighley 0. And it's Townend, the prop forward, who's taken over the kicking for touch and the drop out, and it's not a good one. It's number 8 there, Brown, front row forward. Collects it on the Keighley 25. Canters forward 2 yards. It's tackled. Back to Lowe. Out to the right there to Dakin. Dakin dummies. Turns it back inside to Nash. It went back, said the referee, as it came off Nash's hand up in the air, and it's picked up once more by Brown. Front row forward. Rochdale still in possession. Nash going for the line. And this half-back pair of Nash and Fairhurst looked dangerous. Birdsall with it. A long pass out to Dunn. Dunn looks for a gap. Couldn't get his pass in. He's still going. Finally held by 2 Keighley players. 3 yards short. Rochdale really pressing. Can they improve on their score? Birdsall, a neat little pass there to front row forward Dakin, and he's held 5 yards out directly in front of the Keighley post. Nash back to Fairhurst. Another drop goal. Yes.
Oh, it's gone in. Hit the post.
It hit these beautifully red and green painted posts and ricocheted in. So it's another point. 4 points to Rochdale, 0 to Keighley,
yes.
And 22 minutes gone of this first half. But Rochdale still haven't scored a try, Norman. I shouldn't have said that.
No, they've been near on 1 or 2 occasions, but we've kept them out so far.
The forwards look powerful. The half-backs look fast.
The 3/4 don't look bad either.
No, the full-back's not bad. In fact, if it wasn't for the referee, I don't know what we'd be doing. Anyway, it's number 4 there. Wood, set to 3/4, the left centre. Going to be held outside his own 25. To Lowe, the hooker. To number 10, Dakin. Powerful running forward. He's held, still 10 yards inside Rochdale territory in the centre of the field, and it's going right. Fairhurst, a neat pass to Nash. Nash, a long pass out to the right there to Austin, and Austin's going to be pulled down. They lost a little bit of ground there. Good tackling by Keighley, and it's number 2, Cartwright, and his legs woof from under him. The ball knocked on, scrum down, says Mr. Loftus, midway between the the Rochdale 25 and the halfway line. Sorry, Norman, yes.
What's happening today, I think, Rowe is knocking players down right, left and centre. He's doing his fair stint of tackling today.
And while Norman was talking there, Ricky Winterbottom made a break, got a pass in there, Mathers away over on the left, tries to jink his way past 2 or 3 men, and he's held, but this lad's elusive every time he gets the ball. And it's Keighley, all of them there. Green sees a gap, going for the line, he's going to be held, but the referee says forward pass. The crowd didn't agree with that. Oh no, he's penalised Rochdale for an infringement and should have let play go on, I feel there, Norman.
Well, with a better chance if he had done, I think.
He had an advantage there. Instead, this time I'm glad to see somebody has the sense to have a pot at goal, because last week at Mansfield we had 2 chances in front of the post that were not taken. The opportunities were there to kick goals. We lost the match by 2 points. So I'm pleased to see that Green, the New Zealand second row forward, is going to try and kick this penalty goal. No, it's a shame, Norman, I think.
Yes, did he take the kicks last week, by the way? Have we seen him kick before?
I haven't seen him kick before. Green didn't take any kicks.
He's taken 1 kick at Leeds and kicked it.
Oh yes, he took 1 kick at Leeds and he kicked it.
Yes, at kicking,
that's right. So, can we pull 2 points back here? The score 4 to Rochdale, 0 to Keighley at the moment, and 24 minutes gone in the first half of this second division game down here at Lorcombe Lane. On a glorious, glorious afternoon for rugby. Too hot for the players, but superb for the crowd as Green kicks right-footed. It's through the middle. Keighley 2, Rochdale 4. I feel, Michael, that there we were penalised in a way because Green was making great headway. The backup there, and the referee pulled them back.
Well, Keith, you're looking to me to be coming more into this game in the last 5 or 6 minutes. I mean, Mather looked very elusive in the last attack.
Elusive. Yes. And Harkham, the fullback, kicks off, and well taken there by a Keighley player. I think it was probably Fisher. Was it? No, it wasn't. It was Marshall. And to Mole, and Mole slips just inside his own 25. Keighley in possession. As Marshall rubs his knee ruefully there. And Turner, the Keighley hooker, pulled down still just inside the Keighley 25. Ricky Winterbottom to Fairhurst. Fairhurst playing in the front row. And Ian makes ground forward. And the crowd suggesting that perhaps we should be backing up better. As Townend puts a deep kick down, and it's a back kick because there's Harkham, the fullback, to pick it up just inside his own 25, and he decides to race down this near side touchline, and he is held by 2 Keighley players on the halfway line. And the referee watching Ricky Winterbottom and Harkham measuring up to each other, but they decided to smile and call it a day. It was too near, was Mr. Loftus. Nash sees a gap, beats one man with a little jink there, and Rochdale in possession midway between the Keighley 25 and the halfway line going right. And it's Fairhurst, a beautifully timed pass, ricocheted off a player. Lucky for Rochdale, it went to Austin. Austin turns it inside to Dunn, and he turned it the wrong way, and Dunn is tackled, and he's going to be penalised. He got up after he'd been grounded and went over the line, and it's a free kick to Keighley, 10 yards out from the Keighley line. And that was he went the wrong way there. The ball should have gone out to the right, and Rochdale would have easily scored, but it was a lucky bounce into the hands of the centre.
Yes, it was a back pass that went astray, and it finished up. Yes.
I think it would have been an injustice if they'd scored there, because it was an abortive pass that went astray and bounced up into the centre three-quarters hands. Anyway, Austin fluffed it, turned the ball the wrong way. It looks like Mansfield here. We're short of balls again, Michael. We waited minutes last week, Norman, as the ball went over the stand. Anyway, free kick to Keighley, tap penalty, going to be taken just inside the Keighley 25. And ball back on the field. Stop the clock, says Mr. Loftus. Get that ball off the field. Start the clock, says Mr. Loftus. And we haven't missed a thing up here this afternoon in the commentary position. 27 minutes, 4-2 to Rochdale. Keighley on their own 25. Winterbottom to the right there, to a colleague. Ooh, and that gap closed as Townend was tackled, and it's Winterbottom. Looking round, turns the ball inside there to Hurst. Hurst inside to Marshall, and Marshall couldn't accept the ball, but the referee played the game on very well there, because it came off a Rochdale man. And it's Winterbottom with the ball, swings it out to the left there to Bargett. Bargett looking round, gets the ball to Mole. Mole still going, and he's held. Keighley in possession, midway between the Rochdale 25 and the halfway line, going left. Townend to Hurst. Hurst the loose forward, decides to go on his own, sees a gap. Oh. And I would have thought somebody put a stray one in there, but the referee was on the spot. But very good play by the referee a moment ago to allow play on when the ball came off a Rochdale player. And Peter Rose snapped up there by Austin before he could even get moving. In fact, I doubt whether he had the ball before he was tackled, and Ricky Winterbottom puts a kick ahead in. It's well collected there by Cartwright for York. Under pressure. York in possession, just inside their own 25. Rochdale, who did I say? York, my God, I've been all over the country. Rochdale, 28 minutes gone, 4 points to 2. Deakin trying to bring the ball away for Rochdale there, on their own 25. God, and Birdsall really still takes some stopping, doesn't he, Norman?
He's a big burly chap.
Yes, coming left. Fairhurst sees a gap over on the right and kicks for the far touchline. It's a gut kick, but it bounces up for Mather, or Mather. I must ask this lad how you pronounce it. And he beats one man beautifully over the halfway line, still going. Well played, and this lad is an elusive winger. And it's Green, the other New Zealander, and backing up. And Winterbottom tackled with the ball, but Keighley playing really well. Inside the Rochdale 25, Bargett turns it back to Mole. Mole inside there to Green. Green there, dummies. And thrusts off one tackle, gets his pass in. Swung back to the right. Marshall to Bargett, back to Marshall. And the ball came off a player, and it will be a scrum down. 15 yards, but better play by Keighley. And the crowd appreciate it. Excellent backing up, and Peter Rowe pleased with the lads out there. We've needed a leader out on the field, haven't we, Damon?
Well, they're showing that little bit more determination than what I've seen in the last few matches.
What do you think of Mather then?
Do for me.
Do for me as well. He beat about 5 men there. And David Mole and the linesman have a little, touch judge have a little discussion. But it's Rochdale in possession. Cap penalty to be taken on the halfway line by Lowe to Brown. Got a very short haircut, very sensible for a front row forward. Nobody can grab his hair. 30 minutes. And it's Deakin, the front row forward, forcing his way forward. Midway between the Rochdale 20, the Keighley 25, the halfway line coming left. And the ball off a Rochdale player, number 4. Wood into the arms of Bargett, back into the arms of Wood, and Mr. Lochter said, let's settle it, we'll have a scrum down. Midway between the Keighley 25 and the halfway line. It's been an exciting game to commentate on this afternoon. And somebody could die of heat stroke. It's Keighley ball, and it's Marshall looking round, sees a gap, goes through it to Rowe. Rowe over on the left, over the halfway, a long pass out to the left there to Mather. Mather still going, turns inside, one man, two, back to Rowe. Rowe juggles with the ball, he's tackled a yard short. 4-2 to Rochdale. Keighley pressing, did everything but score then. And a pass there to a Keighley player to Jeff Butterfield, and the referee said tackled, and I think Peter Rowe stopped a stray one.
I think Butterfield ran into him there when he went forward.
And I think Butterfield, yes, probably ran into Rowe. Anyway, excellent play by Keighley there. And this lad Mather on the left wing, this New Zealander, he's playing an absolute blinder every game. All the Australian players are. And the referee has said a free kick to Keighley. And Winterbottom takes it to Hurst. Hurst going for the line. Can he score? He's held a yard short right in front of the post. Keighley on the attack, 8 minutes to go to half-time. To Winterbottom, he dummies, turns it inside there to Fisher. Fisher, the second row forward, pulled down a yard short. Can Rochdale hold them out? And a long pass out for left it, and it's a score! Butterfield! Well, it was due to come. Keighley have played so well and backed up, and that long pass out, Bargett got it, got the ball away to Butterfield, and it was a formality for him to step over the line and put it down. And a delight from the Keighley crowd here at this performance today, and perhaps Jeff Peggs, when you watch this, it'll do you good in hospital and speed you to a recovery. 4 points then to Rochdale, 6 points to Keighley, 7 minutes to half time. And Young Green, the second row forward, going to try and convert this try. What do you think then about these New Zealand lads?
Well, they're all getting stuck in, but this Mather is taking the eye with it. He stands still and he's off again, and they don't know how to play him.
No.
They've got to hit him first time, put him down. They aren't doing that. They're looking at him.
So John Green then from the Addington Cub, New Zealand, measuring his run up to the ball very carefully. He realises how important it is. And I think the Rochdale crowd a little indignant at the length of time he's taking, but 2 points is 2 points, and it could make a lot of difference, as Keighley found out to their last year. Back kick though, towed it to the right. So score 6 points to Keighley, 4 to Rochdale, and the first try scored by Keighley, and the crowd really pleased with that one on what must be a heat wave for the end of September. My goodness me, it's even hot in the stand. I'm going to have to take my sweatshirt off soon, Norman. And Harkham kicks off down into Keighley territory. Very well collected there by Green, the second row forward. Keighley, who decides to run on his own, and he's held by 3 Rochdale people just inside his own 25. To Turner, to the right there, to Townend. Keighley front row forward. Looks light, but he's got the ball about, moved it about a bit today, this lad.
Yes, it doesn't look quite as robust as the props in the Rochdale side.
Well, I think they feed them on plantoids or something in Lancashire. Hurst there, the Keighley loose forward, lost the ball, went back, Winterbottom out to the left there to Fisher. Fisher, the second row forward, break in. He's got Rowe one side of him. Long pass out to the left to Mather. Mather's going up to the 25, beats one man. Ankle tap, turns it inside there. Gets the ball there, it's Keighley on the attack again. And Peter Rowe tackled. Beautiful play. And what a difference. And it's coming right. And it's Hurst, the loose forward, looking around for support. Back to Green. Green, the second row forward. Long pass out to the right to Hurst. And we've scored! Another try. Beautiful backing up.
Oh, some lovely play there, Henry. They kept that ball moving, and that's what we've been wanting to see.
Excellent. Mather, Rowe, Fairhurst, Green, they were all there, and it's that backing up, as Norman said, that's making the difference. 10 points to Keighley. Listen to this crowd. And Ian Fairhurst with a big grin on his face, really chuffed with that one. We've waited a long time to see Keighley play like this, Norman.
Yeah, so often have we seen that ball die in that same situation, but this time it's gone from one side of the field to the other.
And Ricky Winterman takes the kick, screws it outside the right-hand post. And so the score remains 10 points to 4 in Keighley's favour. What a great game this afternoon. What a difference to last week. Michael, total contrast.
Well, they looked at it, found a bit of confidence after the first 20 minutes, and Keighley.
They're all playing with determination.
Well,
now,
the forwards
aren't
are playing well,
Yeah.
and they got on top of these Rochdale forwards at the
they?
moment.
I
Let's
think
hope they can
Peter
keep
Rowe
up to it.
general in them in the backs has helped as well. Would you agree?
Yeah, the leadership on the field that Peter's giving them is doing well, but these New Zealand lads are relishing playing at home.
Well, that was a lovely break by Fisher that started that move. Anyway, Green with the ball. And hello, here we come. It's Mather again, back to Green. And that left wing. No, it wasn't Mather, sorry, it was Townend. But it's Keighley upended. Green once more in the full flight. Tackle on the 25, and it's Turner, the Keighley hooker. Doesn't make any headway before he's held by 3 Rochdale men. And my job, they've had a shock this afternoon after an easy win last week. The way they were playing, it looked curtains for Keighley. And there's a little kick through there, and it's going to be collected. No, he couldn't be offside. Never. The referee's saying he was offside. Couldn't have been offside.
It'll show on the video, Henry.
I think this is a case to send the video to let them see a referee make a mistake. And it's going to be a free kick to Rochdale. 10 yards outside the Keighley 25 in the centre of the field. And it's going to Can Harkham, the fullback, pull Keighley's lead back, which is 10-4 at the moment. That really, in my opinion, was a mistake by Mr. Loftus. Hurst was behind the man who kicked the ball then.
It was a blunt kick there, just a...
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't count. This could count though if Harkham kicks it with 2 minutes to go to half time. But Keighley have scored 2 tries. Rochdale have not scored 1. And Harkham steadies himself. He's a tall lad. Kicks in right-footed. And it's a good kick. Yes. So 10 points to Keighley, 6 to Rochdale. And I think for a change we'll send a video to let them see a referee make a mistake. Come on, Keighley, the crowd's saying. Surely the heads aren't going to drop after that. But a neat move there by Winterbottom. The lovely kick through. Well collected by Hurst. And a break on again, but it was stopped. Anyway, Keighley kick off from the halfway line. A couple of minutes to go to half time. Down into the Rochdale 25, picked up by Edge. Edge, the wing 3/4 with Fairhair streaking towards the centre of the field. Pulled down, still inside his own 25. Rochdale still in possession. Nash passed there to front row forward Dakin, and I think Keighley have realised this team can be beaten. And it's Birtsell. Birtsell had passed to Brown, the front row forward, and he's pulled down or held just outside his own 25 towards the far side of the field. And it's Nash to the left to Fairhurst. Fairhurst there to Austin. Austin sees the gap, tries to get his pass in. Smother tackle beautifully though. And Rochdale still on their own 25. 3 tackles gone. Deep down there to number 4, Wood. Wood puts a kick for the far touchline. It's a good kick, but I don't think it will go. Mathers covering it on the left for Keighley. Turns round, streaks for the 25. Tries to turn inside, decides he's just going to go down with the ball. And there goes the hooter for half-time with Keighley leading 10-6. And great applause from this Keighley crowd for the way Keighley have played. What a transformation.
Well, we've seen Keighley with the heads down so often this season, and this is one display where they've kept on fighting. Rochdale came out and certainly looked the better side in the first 20 minutes, but Keighley stuck to the task and eventually got the upper hand by getting 2 lovely tries where the ball never stopped moving until it got touched down over the try line. an excellent first half display. Now the one thing that we want to see is them come out in the second half and do the same thing again, because so often we've seen in the past where they've come out in the second half and they've not been the same side as what they played in the first half. So it's all to play for now in the second half once more.
And welcome back for the second half of the second division game between Keighley and Rochdale Hornets. 10 points to 6 in Keighley's favour at the beginning of the second half, and the sun still streams down, and this crowd really enjoying the game this afternoon. It really is a complete contrast to the games we've been watching. They feel to be playing with pride, the Keighley, this afternoon, and they're trying very, very hard indeed. And it's kick-off there. Harkham to kick-off for Rochdale Hornets down into the Keighley territory. Keighley playing from right to left on your screens and straight into the action. Second row forward, John Green of Keighley. In possession just inside his 25, no doubt. Many instructions given to the Rochdale team at half-time, and the smell of wintergreen comes wafting across the ground. I don't know whether I prefer that to roast beef or not, I'm not sure, Norman, but it's Fairhurst for Keighley, still trying to clear the line and still penned inside their own 25. Some very good tackling this afternoon by the Rochdale team, and Keighley have tackled well. And it's Townend there for Keighley.
Still on the same spot.
And we're still on the same spot after 4 tackles, and the crowd exhorting Keighley on. And Hurst puts a kick ahead. It's not a very good one, but the ball's been chased there. And it's Marshall who is challenging Harkham, the fullback, who's slicing his way over to the left there, almost up to the Keighley 25 before he's pulled down. Good relieving run there by Harkham. Puts Rochdale in an attacking position, and it's number 10 there, Dakin, the front row forward, held on the Keighley 25. 10 yards in from touch, far side of the field. Coming right, Nash. Oh, thank you. Nash to number 12, Birdsell. Birdsell plays the ball back there to Hooker Lowe, who turns the ball to Nash. Nash back to Fairhurst, going over on the left there. Turns a pass back inside there to number 4, Wood. And Wood, the centre three-quarter, tackled just inside the Keighley 25, centre of the field. And a nice break here by Mackenzie, the loose forward. Made another 10 yards. 6 tackle coming up, says Mr. Loftus. And Fairhurst puts an up and under. High ball, good kick. And it's bounced over the line there. Well collected by number 6 for Keighley, Marshall, who brings play outside the dead ball situation to leave Keighley in possession on their own line. And I'm not sure who it is with the ball. Is it Bargett? Yes, Bargett was tackled with the ball. And the ball going out to the right there, Townend, and still Keighley can't bring the ball away. He's going to be bundled into touch. No, just dropped down short. 4 minutes, Keighley 10, Rochdale 6. Keighley really penned on the line. And the instructions probably to Rochdale, don't give them an inch to move in. As a kick there by a Keighley player. Bounces on the halfway line, collected by Harkham, the fullback. Jinks left, right, swerves over right, tries to get a pass in, and luckily he did not pass that ball. Just outside the Keighley 25, coming right, and it's done. The second row forward, tall lad, pulled down on the 25-yard line, midfield. Good tackle by Peter Rowe there, and it's Nash swerves the ball back to the right here to Fairhurst, who was very quickly snapped up by Peter Rowe again. He takes some watching, does the lad. Over to the left there, Birdsell, a very good pass to centre three-quarter, Austin, racing for the line, and an excellent tackle, or look to be, by Butterfield, and Austin goes over on the left there to put Rochdale level at 10 points each after 3 or 4 minutes of this second half. Very good move, and it was Birdsell's pass that split them wide open, and Fairhurst made the run, and it was well collected there by Austin, centre three-quarter, an Australian lad I understand, and he, although Butterfield went for him, he missed him, and it's 10 each. We're back to square one with 5 minutes gone in the second half. Sorry, Norman.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one doubt I've got at the moment, Henry, is Keighley doesn't appear to have a reliable goal kicker. They've tried 2 or 3 so far, and none of them look convincing to me.
No.
Now, Rochdale look to have
yeah, and he's a full-back as well.
That's right.
And I agree. Fairhurst is probably the most consistent of the goal kickers, but not long-distance ones, I don't think. That one of Green's wasn't a very good attempt, was it? But then he'd been in the heat of play and he probably was still a little bit frisked up anyway. It's Harkham right on the touchline over on the far side of the field. He runs, kicks right-footed. This could put them in front, but it didn't, so the scores remain level. With 6 minutes gone, second half. Keighley 10, Rochdale 10. And if anybody says we play better downhill, Norman, I don't know. We've not been out of our own 25, have we, for that 6 minutes? And those seem to be the instructions, probably keep them penned up there, don't give them an inch to move in. And that was a lovely try. As Winterbottom kicks off, deep down to the far corner, collected there by Edge, the wingman, long flowing, fair hair, ducks his head down. It's very well tackled there by Ian Fairhurst, just inside his own 25. Coming right, and it's Birdsall. Good run, gets the ball to Dakin. Dakin looking round, turns it back inside to Nash. Nash there to a colleague, number 9 low, but what good backing up. And Rochdale look dangerous at the moment. They've got their tails up, they're backing up. The ball right to Fairhurst, changes direction, swings it out to the left there. And the ball is collected, luckily for Ifield there, for Rochdale by number 4. Wood, and Wood to Fairhurst again, and this Fairhead tiny standoff bursts his way through up to the Keighley 25. It's going to have to be watched. It's Mackenzie, the loose forward, jinks his way past 2 men, and he couldn't get his pass in, luckily for Keighley. 15 yards out, Rochdale pressing, and it's going to be a drop goal here, and he's missed it. It was an attempt there by Dunn, and I see Nash looking at him saying, what the dickens were you trying to do? No, it's Birdsall, was it? I think it may have been Birdsall. I can't see his number at the moment. Anyway, it's Keighley. Hurst, loose ball for Keighley in possession. Picked up and bundled down very quickly. But Keighley in possession just outside their own 25. Passes it there to Turner. Turner trying to burst his way through down this side. The blind side, but he's tackled. Still just 10 yards outside his own 25. Right to Townend. Townend, the front row forward for Keighley, pulled down a couple of yards forward, that's all. We're not making much ground. Somebody's got to make a break. As Winterbottom swings the ball there to Mather. Mather who's coming side. And if that had connected, his head would have gone off, but it didn't. And Ricky Winterbottom, a kick there, collects the ball back beautifully. And a knee in there. And Mr. Loftus missed that vicious knee in on Mather. Not Mather, who was it here? Ricky Winterbottom.
I think it's one of the halves.
It was Ricky Winterbottom, bravely went for that ball, and a knee there from the opposition was absolutely disgusting, and both the touch judge and Mr. Loftus never even took any notice. It would be a scrum down just inside the Keighley half. Disgusting knee in there by one of the Rochdale players. Anyway, scrum down. Ricky Winterbottom's recovering. Score still 10-10 and 10 minutes gone. And it's Nash to put the ball in for Rochdale. Dabs it into the pack. Puts it in his own feet. Free kick to Keighley. And the ball going right to Rowe. Rowe for Keighley, sees a gap, decides to go through it. The gap closes just inside the Rochdale half. Keighley in possession. Winterbottom switches the ball to the left there to Green. Green looking round for support, gets a beautiful pass into Fisher. Fisher there to a colleague, Bargett, and unfortunately the ball went astray. Puts Rochdale back in possession just outside their own 25-yard line, and bodies flying in all directions at the moment. Number 8 Brown, the front row forward for Rochdale, 15 yards outside their own 25. 10-10, 11 minutes gone. It's Dakin, beautiful play by this front row forward. Gets a pass into Nash, and Nash couldn't get his pass in. I would have thought that passable since was forward, but the referee was there. And it's Fairhurst there to number 12, Birdsall. Birdsall gets his pass in there to Wood, and it went astray, and the referee is going to give a knock on. It went forward. Scrum down midway between the Keighley 25 and the halfway line. Feet up, Keighley hooker, free kick, and this could be 2 more points to Rochdale, unfortunately. Oh, it's a differential penalty, yes, sorry, you're quite right. He'll kick for touch. Good kicker though is this lad. Tall, right-footed, oh easy, yes.
Just inside 25?
Just inside the Keighley 25, far side of the field. Rochdale in a good attacking position again. And Mick Hawksworth is warming up at the moment. Rochdale 15 yards out. Low the hooker. And a move here, and it's coming to the right to Austin. Austin, who scored a try, jinks past one man, decides to go on his own. He's going to be held just in front of the Keighley post, 10 yards out. It's Birdsall. He takes some stopping, does this Charlie Birdsall, doesn't he? Back to Nash. Nash dummies, turns it back inside, no, swings it out to the right to Dakin, and Dakin's going to be thrust back a yard short of the line, but Rochdale throwing all they've got into this, 10-10, and Rochdale trying to pull themselves back into this game. And his ball going astray there, knocked on, picked up by Brown. Brown sees a gap, tries to go under the post, 6 tackle coming up. This will be a drop kick, I think, probably by Fairhurst, deep back to him. No, he hasn't time to drop it, swings the ball out to the left there to Wood. Wood can't get his tackle in, and it's going to be a Keighley ball. And the referee says 6 more. It came off a Keighley man. And it's low, is it the hooker? Held short, and I don't know, really.
It's been all Rochdale this half.
All Rochdale has dives for the line, but he's pulled back. 10-10, Rochdale doing all they can. That was Fairhurst trying to dive over. Coming to the right, Nash, beautiful inside, back pass there to Dakin, backing him up. Didn't get away with it, coming right to Birdsall. Birdsall long pass to Wood. Wood throws a long pass out to the right here to the wing for Cartwright, and he scores. Very, very good move indeed.
Long pass with it.
Excellent long pass out to the right there, caught the Keighley defence out of position, and all Cartwright had to do was to take the pass and dive for the corner, which he did gratefully to put Rochdale 14 points to Keighley's 10, with 13 minutes gone in the second half. Norman.
Well, I'm afraid since Rochdale came out in this second half, they had us penned in his own half, and they've applied pressure all this time, and it's now paying off. We've got to stem this, we've not got to give in now. It looks as if the 2 Keighley subs are looking as if they may be coming on. They're both on the touchline side, so this may give a little bit more impetus to the Keighley defence and attack.
Anyway, it looks as though Fisher's one of the lads coming off. Harkham is going to try and convert this try, 14 points to 10 to Rochdale. We're directly behind him as he's going to kick this from this near touchline on the Keighley 25, and it looks as though Reagan and Hawksworth for Keighley are going to be coming on as Fisher comes off, and it's a right-footed kick there. I don't think it's going to go. It's dropping in. My goodness, it hit the right upright. What a very good attempt there. And I can see 12 Fisher and 8 Townend are coming off, and Hawksworth and Reagan are going to go on, and there's probably going to be a bit of rearrangement going on. And I'm sure there'll be some rearrangement in the pack as the ball's kicked off. Rochdale leading 14 points to 10. The ball going to be collected by Harkham on his own line. Charging over to the left there. Straight through. High stepping runner. Takes some stopping. It's Peter Rowe who stopped him. He's got through some tackling as Peter Rowe. And I think Rochdale are putting the pressure on us, no doubt about it at the moment. 15 minutes gone, and it's Brown, the front row forward, taking play up to the halfway line in the centre of the field. A Keighley player there not feeling very well after that tackle. And it's done. The second row takes play into the Keighley half. Rochdale really getting stuck in now. And the ball's come off a Keighley player. Well collected there by Fairhurst for Keighley. And it's on the halfway line, Keighley in possession now. Reagan fresh on the field, decides to go on his own, and he's held just inside Rochdale territory. The ball's got to be moved about. It's no good hanging around. It's to the left of John Green. Beautiful pass to Hawksworth. The ball's gone astray, and Charlie Birdsall picked it up. Hawksworth couldn't accept the pass, and John Green looks to have stopped a stray one there. He's had a blinder of a game in the second row for Keighley, but he doesn't look very well at the moment. But Rochdale in possession there, and it's going left. It's Nash to Fairhurst. Fairhurst jinks round one man, nearly slipped another tackle. He's an elusive runner, is this lad. Left for Rochdale. Mackenzie, a long pass out there to the left, finds Wood. Wood turns the ball inside to Edge. Edge gives it back to Mackenzie. He swerves round, gets the pass back in there to Lowe. And Lowe, the hooker, is pulled down 15 yards from the Keighley line, and it's all Rochdale as Mackenzie jinks, swings the ball to Lowe. Lowe coming right to Nash. Nash to Austin, beats one man, steps inside, swerves over to the left, turns it back to Nash, coming right to Fairhurst, and Fairhurst, luckily for Keighley, slipped there before he could get his pass in. And this time the linesman comes on when Hawksworth pushed Fairhurst's head down. He didn't come on when that knee went into a Keighley player a while ago. And I think Keighley will be penalised in front of the post. Yes, they are. This is going to extend their lead, surely. So, 80 minutes gone in the second half. Rochdale 14, Keighley 10. Harkham, the fullback, an easy kick directly in front of the post. 5 steps back, 2 to the side, steadies himself, he's taking care, he does right. Games are lost on goal, kicks right-footed, it's there. 16 Rochdale, 10 to Keighley. And number 8 Brown, the front row forward for Rochdale, coming off, and number 14 Evans going on in his place. And that lad Brown's had a good game, no doubt about that. All the Rochdale forwards have. And it's Reagan, kick off for Keighley, does so, long one, down over the dead ball line, well collected there by number 2 Cartwright. And he's tackled just inside the 25. Rochdale in possession, and he's swung by Lowe out to Evans, who's just come on the field. He's tackled, going left, and it's done. Big powerful second row forward, takes play outside his own 25 in the centre of the field. And Rochdale rampaging away at the moment. Birdsall carrying 2 Keighley players up to the halfway line nearly, and the crowd, the Rochdale supporters, loving this play. Fairhurst had beautiful time pass there to Dunn. Dunn almost up to the Keighley 25. Dummies gives it to Mackenzie. Forward pass, says the referee, right on the spot. And Keighley saved once more. 16 points to Rochdale, 10 to Keighley. And it's a scrum down just outside the Keighley 25 in the centre of the field. Keighley ball. And the referee said we'll have it in again. Sorry.
Was it Hurst that came?
Who?
Hurst.
Came off?
Yeah.
No, it was Townend came off, number 8. Yeah. And it's Keighley ball out to the right there to Jeff Butterfield. He dummies as if to give it. Surprised he got away with the dummy and was immediately snapped up. Midway between the 25, the halfway line. Reagan with the ball for Keighley. And he's tackled. And Ian Fairhurst fights his way almost up to the halfway line for Keighley. 18 minutes, 16-10 in Rochdale's favour. Mick Hawksworth with the ball, and 3 Rochdale players thump him down. And where the Rochdale players seem to be getting away with pushing heads down. 6 tackle coming up, says Mr. Loftus. Keighley don't seem to get away with it at all. And a kick there for this touch. Reagan doesn't find touch. Bounces over Cartwright's foot. Picked up by Harkham, 10 yards from his lines. He decided to run it out. Racing over to the centre of the field, and he's tackled inside his own 25. And somebody suggesting that Charlie Birdsall gets back. She hasn't done yet. Just got onside now. Cartwright once more plays it back to Lowe, and all the Keighley team offside at the play. The ball free kick in the centre of the field, 10 yards outside their own 25 for Rochdale. And we're almost into the last quarter of the game, and Rochdale putting all the pressure on at the moment. In fact, Keighley really this half have done nothing. So
no, I'm afraid that they've, as so often in the past, they've failed in the second half, and up to now they have done. They've got to. The game is still there to be won, yes. And we can win this game if we can only just.
And Peter Rose trying to rally his troops for Keighley, and it's Dakin there, tackled 10 yards outside his own halfway line in the Keighley territory, going left. Birdsall. A long step, he does like a Lewis Jones change of step, and he seems to step out of a few tackles. Just outside the Keighley 25, Fairhurst, beautiful pass to a colleague, and Hawksworth went for the interception, luckily, and unluckily for him it wasn't accepted. He knocked it down for a knock-on, but it saved him. Rochdale move again. 10 yards inside the Keighley half in the centre of the field. 19 minutes to go, and Keighley penalised at the scrum, and it's another free kick to Rochdale, and we're giving too many penalties away at the moment. It's a differential penalty, and Harkin will kick for this touchline, and he finds it. Good kick from the halfway line to 5 yards inside the Keighley 25, and that's where Lowe, the hooker for Rochdale, will take the tap penalty. Gives it to Dakin, front row forward. He's had far too much room to move, but an excellent tackle there by Ian Fairhurst. To Nash, left, pass to Evans, back to Nash. Nash turns the ball inside there to Dunn, the second row forward, who came through on the burst, but he's pulled down. 10 yards out from the Keighley line, almost in the centre of the field. 16-10 in Rochdale's favour. Are they going to increase the score? A beautiful pass from Fairhurst once more. He times his passes very, very well indeed. To Mackenzie, going left now. Nash back there to number 14 Evans. He lost the ball, and the Keighley player couldn't accept it. Knock on, scrum down, 15 yards out from the Keighley line. And this time a free kick to Keighley. Keighley pack knocked down, pushing, and it will be a kick for touch. Going to be taken by Hurst, the loose forward, for the far touch. Left-footed, high one, long one, good one. Excellent kick to take play midway between the Keighley 25 and the halfway line on the far side of the field. And at the moment there are 3 rugby balls on the field. But Keighley in possession, 10 yards out from the halfway line of their own half. An inside pass there to Fairhurst, so slow, it was telegraphed, and we're really going to have to move this ball.
We've lost that rhythm now, haven't we? We're holding it in the middle again.
Not a knock-on, as the crowd shouted knock-on. And it's number 14 there for Keighley, Reagan. Still 10 yards inside the Keighley half to Winterbottom to Hurst. Hurst decides to go on his own. Beautiful pass to Hawksworth. Hawksworth beats off one tackle, almost up to the Rochdale 25 before he's pulled down. And the Peter Rowe appealing to the linesman to get on the field as Winterbottom looks round trying to get his pass in. And the referee is saying 6 tackle coming up already. Well, I'm defeated with that one. It comes to the right to Hurst, who puts a high kick. It's not much good. And the referee is going to penalise number 6 there, Marshall. No, he's stopping. What is he doing? Oh, he's given a free kick, yes. Hadn't gone the requisite distance. He was offside. Should have run the 5 yards. It's Harkham to kick for touch to relieve the pressure on Rochdale. That's the first bit of pressure we've had this half, with 23 minutes gone and Rochdale still leading by 16 points to Keighley's 10. And Peter Rowe once more trying to encourage this Keighley team. Lowe, there to Evans. Another big, powerful player. I don't know what they feed them on in Lancashire, but they look twice as big as our forwards. Left, Dunn to Nash. Nash to Mackenzie. Mackenzie couldn't get his pass in. Going left. Mackenzie with the ball again. Not a big loose forward, but an elusive runner, wouldn't you say?
Oh yes, He's running off these big forwards,
Yes.
and it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
This is a lad that's taken my eye this afternoon, this Austin.
Yes. Played well, hasn't he? Always can beat a man or two with his turning and jinking. And very fast as well. It's right. Pass to Nash. Nash there to Wood, is it? And Wood held, the centre 3/4. 6 tackle coming up. Back Nash. Nash there to Evans. Evans decides to put a kick ahead in. It's a long one, it's a high one. There's 2 Keighley players under it. Marshall collects it very well for Keighley. He's got his pass into Mather beating one man to... no, it's Mole. It's Mole or Bargett, is it? Can't see for this post. Could you have these posts cut off, Michael, these beams? And it's Hawksworth. Hawksworth for Keighley. 10 yards, still inside his own half. And Peter Rose signalling for the ball to come right along the line from the left. And it's beginning to do. Oh no, Fairhurst going to die with it. He's lost the ball to Winterbottom. Winterbottom back there to Marshall. The standoff who couldn't get his pass in. Hard luck, he's held. It's Winterbottom. A long pass out to the left there to Hurst. And Hurst has lost it. And it's snapped up gratefully by Nash, the scrum half there for Rochdale to put them in possession outside the Keighley 25. And it's Austin again. Tries to beat one man, doesn't succeed in doing so this time, but it's 6-16, 10, 15 minutes to go, and Rochdale really putting the pressure on, and we're losing the ball too much and giving too many penalties away at the moment, Norman.
Well, we have done this second half. We haven't had that same amount of fight and discipline on the side.
No. Fairhurst, lovely pass there to Wood. Wood out to the left there to Hedge, and he's held just short. And he's bundled back a yard short over on the far side of the field, and all you saw was a flash of blonde hair. He is fast, and it's coming right here. Long pass out to Dunn. Dunn sees a gap, decides to go through it. He doesn't get through it. 6 tackle coming up, says Mr. Loftus. And here they're going to go for the drop goal, and it's Evans. A drop goal, yes. And that's 17 points to 10. Keighley have got to score twice now, with 14 minutes to go. And 1 or 2 heads going down. Hardy. It's Hardy, is it, who's come on? Well, I've got 14 Evans, and it's Hardy. Never mind, it's Reagan to kick off for Keighley. 14 minutes to go, 17 points to 10, Rochdale's favour. And Harkham knocks the ball forward. No, it wasn't, it was Cartwright. Cartwright, and the referee, Mr. Loftus, he must be blind. That was a blatant knock on, and he says play on, and it's going left. I just hope this video seen at Rugby League headquarters. There's been 1 or 2 incidents in this that really I just don't understand it, because that's putting the knockers on Keighley again. And it's Edge over on the left, in possession for Rochdale. Nash with the ball. Elusive little scrum half. He's pulled down midway between his own 25 and the halfway line. 17-10 in Rochdale's favour, and Fairhurst kicks up the field for the far touch, and he's going to find it, I think. No, he's not. Butterfield's back to cover, and the referee said, the touch just said no, he's in touch. 10 yards from the Keighley line over on the far side of the field. Everything going right for Rochdale at the moment, but then it always does when you're in front.
It looked a little bit lackadaisical when he was fielding that ball, I thought, Butterfield.
He looked a bit tired, actually, I thought, but perhaps I should say lackadaisical. Anyway, Rochdale in a very good attacking position again. 12 minutes to go, 17-10. Keighley have got to keep them out now to have any chance of doing anything in this match. The Keighley ball. And the referee, I think, is going to say we'll have another scrum down because Winterbottom lost it anyway.
Nash has had a good game.
He's got a good game. Got a good pair of halfbacks here. And it's coming. Fairhurst loses the ball. And it's knocked forward, finally collected by number 4, Wood. And it's Fairhurst back. Swings the ball out to the right to Mackenzie. Mackenzie beats one man. Isn't going to be able to get his pass in. Peter Rowe doing some very good smother tackling, encouraging the team on. Fairhurst to the left there to Wood. Wood the centre 3/4, pulled down 10 yards, 15 yards out from the Keighley line. 12 minutes to go, and it's Birtsell with the ball, throwing his way forward, but he's hauled back 10 yards out. Rochdale, excellent attacking position. If they capitalise on this, I think it's curtains for Keighley. And it's Lowe. He's got through some work in the loose. The hooker, Nash. And it's Nash going for the line. Well tackled. Turnover, 6 tackle. Keighley ball just short of the line. Butterfield takes the... And it's Hawksworth trying to fight his way out. Makes 5 yards, that's all. Reagan sees a gap, tries to go through it. They must back him up. They must back these forwards up to run off the ball. And it's Fairhurst for Keighley, up to the Keighley 25-yard line. And Marshall there to Green. Green looking round for support. Gets it to Marshall. Marshall looking round to Rowe. It's Bargett. And Bargett stopped just outside the Rochdale 25. 6 tackle coming up, says the referee, Mr. Loss. The ball goes to the right there to Hurst. A long pass out there to Mull. Mull there to Butterfield. Butterfield steps inside 1 tackle. Turns it back to Mather. No, it's not. It's Bargett. It's Mull. It's Bargett. And it's 6 tackle. Rochdale in possession inside their own 25. A good move by Keighley. 10 minutes to go, and we looked a bit dangerous, as Norman said. 17-10, still in Rochdale's favour, and Rochdale in possession. It's the first decent move we've had, really, this half, isn't it?
It is. But by throwing it about, it just shows what we can do.
Yeah. And the answer is to probably throw this ball about. See Mather's in the centre 3/4 position, Rowe on the wing position. But Keighley need this ball. You can't do anything without the ball. And 10 minutes to go. And a kick ahead here. Going to find touch. No, it's stood up instead. Butterfield to collect it on his own 25. Decides to run it out over the far side of the field. He's going to be tackled by Austin. Beautiful tackle by centre 3/4 Austin. And it's played back to Fairhurst. He swings over this way. Or is it Turner? It's Turner, the Keighley hooker. And it's coming left here. And it's Fairhurst going to be pulled down, and I think Keighley number 7, Ricky Winterbottom is going to be taken off, and Fisher is going to come back on. It's to Hawksworth. Hawksworth sees a gap, tries to go through it, looking round for support. Nobody backed him up. Yes, Ricky Winterbottom's coming off. I think the knee he got in his ribs has bothered him. And a kick there by Hurst for touch, finds it midway between the Rochdale 25 and the halfway line on this side of the field. Turner, the Keighley hooker, short tap penalty taken quickly, decides to go on his own, which is absolutely no use whatsoever. They've got to move this ball of Keighley. They're going to make anything of this game, and Marshall with it. Dummies as if to give it, gives it to Hurst. The move didn't come off, very well covered by Hardy, the number 14. And it's Mather, he beats off one, took 2 forwards to stop him there. And Mather in possession just outside the Rochdale 25 in the centre of the field. Pass from Reagan to Green, Green sees a gap, looking round, gets his pass in there, and Reagan lost the ball. It's put them Rochdale back in possession, and whoever's got the ball has staggered forward 15 yards outside his own 25. And that Green once again getting the ball away could not be accepted by the Keighley player, and Rochdale have got the ball. 8 minutes to go, 17-10 in Rochdale's favour, and it's Fairhurst beats one man, 2 is still going, and it was a tackle by Turner that stopped him in Keighley territory. Birdsall with the ball, thrusting off tackle, throws a long pass, goes back over the halfway line, going to be collected by Harkham. Harkham jinks, turns to the left, and he runs into a heap of trouble, and he's pulled down. 5 yards inside the Keighley half. It's all Rochdale at the moment. To Austin, a neat little kick ahead, and the ball came off Butterfield's ankles, off Austin's legs, and he's quite right. It's the referee. The ball played by Marshall there, finds number 12, Fisher, back on the field, gets his pass in there to Mull. Mull decides to come across. Pass this way, that's the way, they've got to throw this ball about. Green with it, turns it back inside there to Turner. Turner gets his pass away to Bargett, and Bargett couldn't get his pass away, and some good tackling by Rochdale then. Keighley doing all they could to throw the ball away. Good cover, Hawksworth with the ball, decides to go on the inside, couldn't get his pass in. Probably was trying to save Mather on this left wing, taking some hammer. Long pass out from Rowe to the right to Marshall. Marshall to Fairhurst. Fairhurst jinks inside one man. Back to Marshall, but he sings a pass there to Mackenzie. Mackenzie racing for the line. He's pulled down. Magnificent tackle by Butterfield. But what a giveaway there as Wood Goes for the line for Rochdale. He's pulled down 10 yards in from touch, 10 yards out from the Keighley line. Plays it back to Edge. Edge a pass inside there to Dunn. Dunn to Nash. Nash to the right there to a colleague, and he's held. He gets his ball back to Dunn. And he goes for the line, but he's pulled down 10 yards short in the centre of the field. 17-10, still in Rochdale's favour, and then pressing. Charlie, neat little pass there to Dakin, to Austin, and they've got to watch this Aussie, as he's well held there, my mother. Still 10 yards short of the Keighley line. Rochdale still in possession. They'll clinch it here if they can score. 6 minutes to go. Hardy sees the gap, and he goes, dummies and scores. A dummy there, and Hardy went through a gap as big as a barn door to score, to give Rochdale 21 points to Keighley's 10, with Harkham the chance to increase that lead. A very, very good try indeed.
Yes, one dummy and there's a...
Can't get over how light this number 2, Cartwright, is. Just look at him. It's like Barry McGuigan, isn't he?
Yes, there's nothing about him.
No, but he can run. Excellent, excellent try, excellent try. So 21 points to 10, 5 minutes to go. It's all Rochdale, it has been this half, but Keighley have played much better than they have done over the past weeks. Take a little heart from that.
They have been up against a good side today, Henry. I felt from the start of this game that Rochdale looked a likely set. They didn't look to have many weaknesses after the first 10 minutes or so, and that's how it's...
Harkham kicks, it's there. 23-10, and he's kicked quite a few goals. He's kicked 4 goals this afternoon as Harkham. He's played a very good game at full-back, but then you can't pick out any. The Rochdale team have all played well this afternoon. Keighley to kick off then. Reagan. And number 3 there, Austin. The referee says scrum down, just outside the Rochdale 25, 10 yards in from the near side touch. Nash to feed the pack. Marshall has moved to scrum half. He is a scrum half, really. And the ball goes out to left there to Austin, who sees a gap, thinks he'll go through it, but there's Peter Rowe on hand once more with one of those smother tackles to stop him. Mackenzie breaks over the halfway line, looks round, no support, still going, gets the ball inside there to a colleague, and it's number 11 Dunn backing up. And good play by Rochdale as the ball comes to the right there, and it's Fairhurst, jinks his way past 3 men, pulled down on the Keighley 25, centre field, 3 minutes to go, all Rochdale at the moment. As the ball goes left, and Hardy tried to get his pass in, dropped the ball as he was tackled. Mr. Loftus on the spot, scrum down, Keighley 25, centre of the field. And Rochdale got a commanding lead now of 23 points to Keighley's 10 as some of the crowd drift away this afternoon, but they've seen some good rugby, certainly from Rochdale. Marshall gets the ball out to Butterfield. Butterfield turns it inside to Mull. Mull sees a gap. He's going. He's over the line. He's racing by the try line. He's going to score up. What a try! Excellent run there. As the ball was turned inside, the gap was there, and there wasn't one of the Rochdale try team could catch him, Norman.
I think he's scored in every game, hasn't he now?
No, I don't think he's... Has he? No, he didn't score at Leeds, did he? Oh, he scored in most of the games. That was a good run anyway. Well done, David Moore. It makes the score look more respectable and probably fairer. 23 points to 14. Surely this is a mere formality to convert this green, but then as Norman said, we just don't really seem to have a convincing goal kicker. Norman said that, not me, so when you thump anybody, it's Norman. 2 minutes to go then. And it just scrapes over the bar, my godfathers.
As I said, we haven't got a convincing goal kicker.
You are right, Norman. 16 points to Keighley, 23 to Rochdale, and they look like, just for a moment did Rochdale, and they paid for it. and I don't think the two fast men even set off after Mole, and the other two couldn't catch him. And there's Dunn shaking his fist at the Rochdale players, telling them to come on, let's get cracking. And Rochdale kick off. It's Harkham, neat little kick, didn't go the 10 yards I don't think, but the referee said did. And it's Edge, the wing 3/4, tearing for the Keighley line over the 25. We're going to see another great try, were we? And here we see Green is going to be penalised for that tackle on Edge, and the linesman is on. I think he might even get sent off for that one. Oh, he said he thumped him. I thought it was his knee, actually. What do you think, Neil?
Well, I was writing, actually.
You were, yes. Well, no, he's just cautioned him, given a free kick. The man with the bucket is on already, as if he knew it was going to be a penalty. So this could really, with time running out, I was going to say the sands of time, it's a bucket of sand. Yes, it is time, is it not? The goal kick will be taken, I'm absolutely sure. Could make it 25 points to Rochdale if Harkham kicks this, and really in front of the post he's missed nothing. And this will be Harkham's 5th go if he kicks it. Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes. Oh. Well, it doesn't say so on the... Yes. No. Perhaps I'm wrong. Yes, it is his 5th. I beg your pardon. Yes. It is there. 25 points to Rochdale, 16 to Keighley. And the only thoughts I've got, Jeff, when you watch this in hospital to cheer you up are that it's certainly been a more convincing Keighley display. The buzzer goes for time, and I'll hand you quickly to Norman just for a quick summary.
Well, a good game. Keighley beaten, and we can't grumble about it. Rochdale the better side, but the one thing that took my eye this afternoon is the way that Keighley stuck to the guns. They didn't let it get away from them, and they put up a better display today than what I've seen so far this season. So there's better things to come, I'm sure. So from us all down at Lockham Lane, a very good afternoon.
The third team are in action at that row. Got to look a seat on the front to that row then. You do so at the front of the now.
Cheer.